Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about having the part of fortune in the fifth house in a natal chart. Now, the part of fortune, as many of you may know, it's about growth and its cultivation, and it could indicate certain luck where it could be where someone is fortuitous in, depending on the sign and house placement. If someone has however, because it is a growth process early on in life, there may be difficulties in connection with the house placement and sign. Now, if somebody has the part of fortune in the fifth house, it could indicate that maybe this person may have had difficulty, maybe to some degree, in expressing maybe their creative interests, maybe identifying creative endeavors that they would be interested in, perhaps maybe having fun, amusement, enjoyment, hobbies. Maybe this person felt that they were in some regimented existence where they felt somewhat restrained from maybe having their enjoyment. And even if this person had a certain enjoyment, maybe they just felt that it was something where they didn't have as much as really what they really desired or wanted. And during the course of time, there is growth and cultivation in this, and it could indicate that this person at some point in time finds perhaps that their hobbies, their real true enjoyment, they maybe their creative endeavors. It could be something where it might be fortuitous for them. And in life, if this person has children, their children might even be something where where they might benefit strongly from them, whether it's monetarily or some other way. This person might have children that might be very magnanimous, very generous, children that might be uniquely talented. It could indicate, as far as romance and love goes, even if there may have been difficulties in the early part of the person's life and into it, where this person hits adulthood, it could be where maybe this person finds where love figures prominently, and it's fortuitous for this person, and it could be maybe a very happy romantic, I guess you could say, relationships. Maybe one leads to become that significant other that the person eventually marries. And when I look at this placement, I mean, just like as far as any part of fortune in the house placement, a lot of it depends on the sign that it is in. Now, let's take somebody, for example, that has the part of fortune in the fifth house and it's in the zodiac sign Aquarius. Well, perhaps this person may have some kind of unique talents. They might be maybe something with electronics, computers even, or some kind of hobby it's connected with this that winds up being more profitable for them than they think. I mean, you could throw out many examples. An unusual, I mean, Aquarius is about the unusual, so and innovative. Maybe as far as maybe you could do something, for example, like a robot, like maybe constructing robots, and eventually it evolves into a profession, and you make a lot of money, and it could be very auspicious. A person, I mean, computers, it could be something where this person maybe does computer repair or something as a hobby, and then it escalates into a profession later on, and the person makes a prodigious amount of money. Let's say Gemini, someone has the Gemini part of fortune in the fifth house. Maybe this person does something which is connected with versatility and variety in terms of what their enjoyment is. And perhaps something comes of this where it escalates into something bigger and better for this person. It could indicate maybe the children are they might have one or more children that's very communicative and very eloquent, maybe has certain writing ability, and maybe there's some luck and there's some fortune connected with this. If you take the sign Sagittarius, well, Sagittarius is that lucky and fortunate sign. So if somebody were to have, let's say, the part of fortune in the sign Sagittarius in the fifth house, well, this could even maybe add a little extra dose of that good luck and that good fortune, perhaps. And It could indicate that maybe this person has maybe some athletic children or children that are interested in sports, if the person does have children, of course. And of course that applies for for all my examples, of course. And maybe through somehow, as far as Sagittarius goes, Sagittarius, I mean, it could indicate some kind of a thing where maybe this person has some enjoyment in terms of maybe being that perpetual learner, that scholar, and maybe they somehow, through their constant learning, maybe it leads to something bigger and better for this person. And anyway, what's important too to remember, people, is that the aspects, if you have predominantly good aspects to your part of fortune in the fifth house, then you're in basically, if you have mainly good aspects to it, it could be where you might have an easier time in attaining the benefits that are associated, the probable benefits or possible ones associated with the placement. However, if you have majority of adverse aspects to your part of fortune, then it could indicate you still might be able to attain the benefits connected with the placement. However, you might run into some more obstructions and delays and obstacles, so that's something to consider as far as that goes. And it may be it might be harder to get favor from others in terms of whatever it is you're trying to attain in connection with the placement. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the part of fortune in the fifth house in a natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about having the part of fortune in the sixth house in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.